everybody. Bonjour à tout le monde. Ciao a tutti. Welcome. Bienvenidos. We are sorry for this technical delay. Now we're ready to go. We have to fix some last-minute things. And it's our pleasure to welcome you to this wonderful webinar about the Meliá brand. And we have the perfect spokesperson to introduce the brand and to show you all the wonderful benefits that we have among our brands. And let me present to you directly from Spain, Ms. Susana Mander, who's the Global Head of Brand Marketing at Meliá Hotels International. Buenos días, Susana.
Hola, buenos días. Good morning a todos. Buongiorno a Canada and good morning, America. Thank you for the introduction.
Yes, no problem. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Just a quick mention to our fellow travel agents. You still have the chance to ask your questions or write your comments into the chat box, because we invite you to put yourselves in the mute button, because we want to have the perfect sound to make sure that we hear everything that Susana has to tell us. So please use your chat box. Adam and I will check also on our friends that are live on Facebook, and we will answer the questions at the end of this presentation.
Okay, great. So we're ready to go. First of all, again, thank you for the invitation and thank you for connecting to this webinar. I think nowadays we are all in a situation that we never expected to be. So we're making the most out of it, understanding that, first of all, I am a major supporter and a big fan of the B2B and travel agent community. I come from a background of sales and marketing all my life, and I was living in the States for more than 10 years, visiting agents across all 50 states, basically. So I was hoping that some of my friends were still there and you know, checking this webinar today. Been in Spain for 10 years. I'm Italian of origin, and I feel as a global citizen, really. So really happy to be with you and kind of give you a deep dive of what Meliá Brand is all about. This is more of a brand strategy and brand deep dive immersion presentation. So we're not going to go into details of hotels, but we're going to kind of have a little bit of an overview of the main destination where we are and mostly the core of the brand. So let's move, because understanding that we've been a little bit late, sorry, but working from home also has some internet situations. I will extend my band for sure. Now, Meliá Hotels International, leader hotel group in Spain, third hotel group in Europe, and 17 hotel group worldwide. I'm just going to put you in context for the corporation, so we can then go and do the immersion on the Meliá brand. We do have at present 391 hotels across the world. Our balance between city and resorts, it's very stable. We have a 48% resorts and 52% city hotels. We're talking about some of the key cities across the world. And I want to put you in context in the brand portfolio. Meliá Hotels International has a very rich and very specific and targeted brand portfolio of hotel brands. We're going to look a little bit at where Meliá sits. So we're talking about segmentation in terms of mid-scale product, where we do have the brand sold by Meliá. Then we go to the upscale segment where we find Meliá and the Inside by Meliá brand. And then we go to upper scale where we find the Paradisus, Gran Meliá, and Me, that you are certainly very familiar with in your area, in your region. So we're talking about upscale, and we're talking about, so you see the graph is showing a demographic kind of portfolio management versus a psychographic approach. So we are differentiating the brands that have a more clear demographic profile on their customers from the one that are more lifestyle. And when I say lifestyle and when I say psychographic profiles, I'm saying that it's more about the way we live, more about the specific age group or income group, etc. So,
Susanna, I'm
yes.
sorry to interrupt you, Susanna, but can you maybe put your screen in the full screen mode so people can really see the big picture, please? Sorry.
It's actually, what about?
This is your full screen?
Yeah.
Okay, because it looked half the screen on our side, but it's okay. I'm sorry, continue.
Okay. So, I was saying that we're talking about upscale segment, and we're talking about a demographic profile of customers. It's the brand that doesn't have major surprises in terms of attributes that can be a little bit different, but it's more of a clear demographic profile. Let's see a little bit now what Meliá Brands has to offer. So quickly, we're going to look at the positioning, at the brand structure, the customer group, a little bit of brand information worldwide, and then the brand expression, which is how the brand really expresses itself at hotel level. So what it means for the experience that your customers are actually looking for. So we're looking at, first of all, at the brand position and brand purpose. Meliá Hotels & Resorts are reliable, trustworthy, and familiar international flagship hotels with a distinctive passion for service and the well-being of its guests. Now we're talking about well-being 360, which is a well-being that kind of personalizes itself according to the needs of our customers, but we really want to make them feel well. And part of it is delivered through the service culture, that each brand develops its own service culture, but mostly comes from our Mediterranean roots. Being expert and born in the Mediterranean, of course, in the heart, the Spanish warmth and the spontaneity that comes from our roots is what we really deliver. And when we do our customer inquiries, and we kind of ask, what really do you like the most in your service? And the warmth, it's definitely one of the key aspects that all our customers worldwide are recognizing. The brand structure, it's made of a brand purpose and then of a unique selling point. I know that you guys are very much aware of what the unique selling point is. In the past, even myself, we use several ones, but it's one. It's a unique one, and it's an infusion of Spanish warmth, closeness, and passion for hospitality. This is actually what our brand is all about in terms of differentiating from all the other brands, especially in the territories that is more relevant for you guys, which is the Caribbean, Mexico, and Latin America. The distinguishing factors. What are the 4 distinguishing factors of the brand? Warm Spanish hospitality, focus on customer well-being, thoughtful added value extra, and new hospitality experiences, which we'll now soon see what they are. So let's talk about a little bit about what it means, well-being experience. We know that true well-being can come from a wide range of factors. So it can cover any guest need, but well-being for me, for example, me, Susanna, as a person, can be related to mindfulness, to healthy nutrition, or to sport and fitness, but also about staying well with my family, staying well with my friends, and working well. So for me, well-being is also being well at work. It's being well when I go and travel also for work or for leisure. So it's a well-being 360 we're trying to cover here, when some of our key hotels and flagship hotels have taken our brand philosophy and take it definitely to a next level, like Meliá Punta Cana Beach, for example, our adults only hotel, brand new, renovated in Punta Cana. So from this, we're also going to talk a little bit about the claim. So what does it mean, soul matters? Meliá Hotels & Resorts, soul matters because at the end, we're talking about the biggest benefit and the ultimate benefit that we are portraying and we're delivering to our customers, which is things that we do with so much care, attention, and passion awaken the soul of things. And so we awaken your soul. But also your soul matters to us. So it's a very emotional and a very connecting statement and claim that wants to communicate how deep we really care in this brand and how we do things with passion. We look a little bit at the 4 key groups of our customers. Of course, there's, it can be much more extended, but we are kind of set 4 groups for each of the brands to understand the potential and how to kind of market and sell better to each one of them. But our customers are mainly families in Meliá Brand, families, they're savvy business travelers that know exactly what they want or what they need in a hotel when they travel for work. We have our best customer group, of course, is the customers that know us the best, which are the Meliá loyalists, which are, of course, all the customers that are registered in our Meliá Rewards loyalty program, which is a major beneficial loyalty program in the industry, and that, of course, has its own B2B platform with Meliá Pro, where we sit right now today. And then we do have, of course, that group of mainstream vacationers, mostly represented by couples and adults that are traveling, and they're, kind of more sensitive to the value for money, and they may be kind of less loyal to the brand. Let's now look a little bit at the overall presence of Meliá Brand in the world. Right now, our portfolio goes up to mostly 34,000 rooms. We are in 33 countries, and we do have more than 12 million customers in 2019. The key regions, it's Europe, of course, a little bit of our base with 64 hotels, and then we have America and Latin America with 18, and 11 in Africa, 9 in Asia, and then some other white labels that we're not talking about. However, we also have 28 hotels coming up soon in the pipeline, which are going to add many other exciting destinations to the Meliá Brand portfolio, such as Thailand, such as new hotels in Morocco, in Vietnam, or French Antilles, where we do not have a presence right now. And if we go and talk about a little bit of the brand expression, so how the brands really, what does it mean Meliá has a brand when we go and talk about room experience and delivery of the F&B? Of course, all of them are completely wrapped in this passion for service culture that is keeping on transmitting our Spanish warmth and our connection with hospitality across the globe. We're bringing the Spanish warmth across the globe in all our regions, and so that's why we believe that we are quite different from all the other big groups that we compete with. So we're talking about a little bit of room experience. I'm going to show you some of the details that we have added recently. One of the biggest ones that now I have to kind of open a quick parenthesis because there are all new protocols in place that are coming, and they're being studied now and being piloted for reopening the hotels after this pandemic. But one of the most beautiful actions that we have done, and it was very much in line with our sustainability strategy, was to add and get rid of the thousands and thousands of small bottles of amenities, and basically we signed a global agreement with Rituals, which is a very, very popular global cosmetic brand of very high quality with a very nice brand philosophy behind. And with Ritual, we have kind of produced our own eco pumps, which are in the middle of the slide. The eco pumps, now we are finding different way with potentially touchless contact for distributing the soaps and shampoos and the products that we find in the bathroom. And then we do have added a percentage of local and organic and healthy products in the minibar. I know that minibar, it's that monster that we open. Me too, when I go not only to my hotels and I go to other hotels and I open the minibar and I am like, okay, Kit Kat and 1,000 calories, or some maybe black organic 85% chocolate, So we have added some alternative of, like, for example, dry fruit, or soft drinks that are produced locally, like, the lemon juices or orange juices here in Mallorca. So we have added a kind of an additional selection of products that are more local, and they can kind of help with the diversity of what we find into the minibar, and be a little bit more healthy. And then in the level rooms, in the majority of our hotels in the cities of Europe, for example, fit balls, where you can sit and work or can actually use for exercising. And then, because mindfulness being one of the biggest trends, definitely for well-being overall, and to kind of help you coping with nowadays stress, we have added coloring books and coloring pages into our notebooks in the rooms. And then also kind of improve the quality of cotton, and high thread cotton that is organic for the sheets and the pillowcases. Now, this is an example of one of our beautiful rooms in Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana. You can see the bed. It's actually, it gives this, a sense of hygiene and cleanness and freshness. And one thing that we have done, and if I would be with all of you there personally, I would ask, who's throwing the decorative pillow on the floor when you go to an hotel and you find these, like pillows that are not there for use apart from decoration, and of course they can be very, less clean than your pillowcase, so throw it on the floor, no? But now what we've done, we kind of designed the sheets and pillowcases to give a little bit of a more, home looking and more comfortable looking of the bed in our hotel rooms. Gastronomic experiences, definitely food and beverage is one of the key aspects in our hotel's operation and Meliá Brand that we are developing in every single area. So we do have, for example, big changes in all-day dining restaurants. All-day dining, which were the famous 3 meals restaurants. Now, all-day dinings are much opener, they're much more fresh, it's a free flow. It's not like an intimidating hotel restaurant like it used to be. So it becomes an experience. It's open all day, and it creates also a connection between customers to meet up in very beautiful areas and lounges. It's applicable with new organic menus for coffee breaks for mice, and pool lounges and room service. So we have done a lot of new improvements on the F&B offering by keeping up with all the new trends, with gluten-free trends, with vegan trends, with low calories trends. So we do offer to groups and to specific requests all kind of application of alimentary of nutrition options. Now we go to one of the brand expressions that is definitely one of the most appreciated in the Meliá brand, which is the level. The level by Meliá, it's stepping into another world. Maximum satisfaction and comfort. The level, it's a combination and it's an upgrade. So you'll find it in all the booking platform as an upgrade from regular deluxe rooms up. These upgrades include amazing benefits and services, starting from an incredible lounge with private check-in and check-out, food presentation throughout the day, open bar throughout the day, personalized service, a reservation for restaurants in the case of extensive all-inclusive resorts where the choices of restaurants can be very, very varied, and customers are always looking forward to have their meals booked and their reservation done without having to worry while they spend their time at leisure on the beach or anywhere in the resort. So the level also include the most privileged rooms. Being an upgrade service, it includes all the upgraded services of rooms that are going from junior suite and above as well. So old suite and junior suite are all benefiting of the level benefits. The level, it's never adults only unless it is present in an adults-only hotel. So let's say that the level is always for everyone in any resort or hotel of the Meliá brand worldwide, but there are some exceptions when the operational model it's focused on adults only. For example, the level in the hotel will be for everyone, for adults only and not for kids, obviously. So we go also to our selection of amazing activities, starting from activities that can be maybe more business oriented in terms of networking and more social activities in city hotels. I'm now offering a little bit more information on what we're doing in resorts where the time is obviously much wider in terms of the time that you have to do stuff when you are on holiday. So we base our activities in 4 different pillars. You will find activity related to gastronomy, related to cultural activities, activities that are more social and cultural with traditional aspects, and then obviously physical and mental with mindfulness sessions, as well as all different kind of physical activity, and very much in line, like for example the flowing yoga that you can see there in the slide, which is not as easy as it looks like, but it's definitely something very innovative, and we offer it in the renovated Meliá Punta Cana Beach resort, for example. Then we do also have a big focus on spa and wellness. We have our own in-house brand called G Spa. I'm going to just say YHI, but it's pronounced G. It's the goddess of light. So the light, it's everywhere, but it's also used to relax and to enhance all the treatments in our interior design, in our spas that are absolutely gorgeous. We have 21 G spas all over the world, and 2 of them I think actually 4 of them in Punta Cana now, and they are incredible because there's all different type of treatments, from even chocolate scrubs and couple massages, and also flower and aromas baths that are meant to kind of balance mind and soul, and of course always with the well-being 360 in mind, and also with organic teas and infusions that are helping the experience. So this is also one of our biggest philosophy, especially in resorts, to include an amazing G Spa on premises. We're talking about MICE and meetings, incentive, congresses and events, business or pleasure, definitely both. For Meliá, especially for this brand, we do have created a program that is called Power Meetings by Meliá. It's a program that has been already in operation for a few years, but definitely had a twist last year with the launch of an integrated Eco Touch setup materials. So all the collaterals, the materials, and the setups in the rooms and the meeting rooms are all eco and sustainable, recyclable or recycled. We do not use bottled water in plastic since now more than a year, and we're using either filter water or jars, and even pens are made of recycled materials, and they're like very much used to kind of be very respectful to the planet. We have included mindfulness design into the notebooks as well, and into the paper materials that we use for the setups of the meeting. We have included organic and proximity-oriented coffee breaks with all the F&B trends that I mentioned before, as well as using some of the wall space as brainstorming walls. So we're using a special material that is like basically opaque glass that allows to write and delete, as we want. As well, we do have a couple of specific rooms in some of the hotels in Europe that it would be useful to know. One is called the tech room, which has a very powerful technology setup, and then the flexi room that allows the setup to be changed several times during the same meeting in a very easy way. And also we have with a very big sense of innovation, introduce fit balls in our meeting rooms. So, fit balls always can stimulate creativity, help you maintain, a healthy spine as well. And they're very curious, and they actually create a lot of attention within our customers. And now, of course, I wish I was closer to the beautiful Caribbean and Mexico beaches, where many, many weddings and anniversaries and honeymoons take place, of course. And we do have a beautiful wedding programs at the brand that is called Romance by Meliá. What we had done for specifically this segment, and I think it's quite interesting that you guys can check it out. We do have a website that is called romancebymelia.com. In this website, you can check a little bit in general how much would be the cost of a wedding, apart from all the freebies and all the courtesy services that we give according to the type of rooms booked in some of the hotels. But there are also hotels that do not have a beach, that have plenty of different locations and romantic spots to celebrate the best day of your life, for sure. Let's talk about family. So yes, it's a perfect sequence. After the wedding comes the children. So the children, we have created an amazing program that is called the Kidsdom. It's the story of Willow, Holly, and the Tree of Life. It's a little parrot. It's a squirrel that living in this beautiful island of Ayana, and they actually move around in the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life has other components, so it's very much important that we play social, physical, spiritual, and emotional aspects of our kids, and try to help them in keeping on developing their skills as they go on holidays, and then as they approach hotel kids clubs, and all of our brands, but Meliá for sure has a very much of a focus in teaching the kids how to be very sensible to the environment, and this is something that we do quite well. And one of the program that we have started, we were going to start before the pandemic, and it's going to definitely start after. It's gardening for the kids, and create their own garden, and grow their small tomatoes, and try to kind of influence them for the future of being very respectful for sustainability. And as I was saying before, we do have a different operation model in the brand. So the brand overall, it's a brand that operates on EP and MAP, or bed and breakfast, or room only. However, in some of the regions, we do have some operation model that are different according to market needs. All-inclusive being one of them. Sorry, I'm going to start from adults only. Adults only being one of them. So small properties or different type of destinations have the need, and definitely of having adults only properties. Just to mention that you guys in the States and Canada have been very much advanced with this concept. Adults only in Europe was implemented much later, but of course in the Caribbean it's very well known, and we do have adults only properties across the globe. In the Caribbean we feature a couple of them as well. And then we do have all-inclusive resorts, and again, depending on the destinations. So the all-inclusive properties are featuring a different array of services, of course, that are bringing value to the one rate that the customers are paying. And of course, there are always several and different services, restaurants and options and activities in our all-inclusive resorts. So basically, this is a little bit of the generic photo of the brand. I just wanted to drop by, just use Google Earth for a moment or not, but I'm going to just drop by some of the key destinations of our brand so you understand also why Meliá Hotels and Resorts is the principal brand of Meliá Hotels International. It's the brand that has the more international approach of all, sitting in more than 30 countries worldwide and and not more, but all the 4 continents. So let's kind of have a hope in one of the first property we open out of Spain, which is Meliá Bali, for example, in Indonesia. Very romantic and very exotic destination, recommending the top swim-up suites there. Meliá Zanzibar in Tanzania, another amazing property in the island of spices, combinable with Meliá Serengeti in Africa for safari. Then we do have one of the most passionate and the most beautiful cities in Spain, Seville. And in Seville, we do have 2 Meliás, recently completed renovating. This is an example of what a lobby looks like now, which actually seems like more of a living room of a house than an hotel. That's Meliá Sevilla. And then one of our gemstone in the Mediterranean, the Balearic Archipelago, which is Menorca. Meliá Cala Galdana, one of the most stunning beaches of the Balearic Archipelago. And then we're going to hop a little bit closer to you guys. In Jamaica, Meliá Braco Village, that is like literally a few steps from the water. This hotel is incredible. It's the reproduction of a former, of an old Jamaican village. Then we go to one of the most exclusive adults-only experience now by the level in Meliá Punta Cana Beach, which also, I'm just going to open a small parenthesis. I know that all my colleagues at Meliá Punta Cana Beach and Meliá Caribe Beach will definitely go deeper into the description and the immersion of these 2 properties. But Meliá Punta Cana Beach has been innovating with a wellness inclusive program. As a matter of fact, it's defined as a wellness inclusive resort for adults only. The level rooms and suites are including spa menus. So this is actually really exciting, and it's bringing an all new value of well-being to this property and to the customer's experience. Meliá Nassau Beach in the Bahamas, understanding that this is one of the most stunning destinations as well in the Caribbean with these beautiful colors. Then we go to Orlando. We do have Meliá Orlando, which is on the border of the park. And basically that's it. I'm gonna close here, and I'm gonna thank everybody for your attention, and I am at your disposal to go and deep dive any of the brand expressions, the attribute, the philosophy, the service of the brand, or any other aspect.
Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you. That was very interesting. You keep us dreaming this morning. Behind me is Meliá Nassau, and behind Adam, I think it's Punta Cana.
That's right, Punta Cana.
So I'm sorry with the delay and everything. I forgot to introduce my colleague Adam McGregor from the USA Leisure Sales Manager.
Thank you so much.
And I'm Nathalie Carpentier in Canada. And Susanna, thank you so much. We have one quick question here in the chat. I think I know the answer, but I'm going to let you answer. Jennifer Brown, who's asking, is the level offered to all properties? Yes. And do all rooms have king-size beds only?
Well, it depends on the property.
Yeah.
This is a very good question, by the way, because the king size and the double beds story, it's always a little bit tricky. If the hotel is adults only, the level, of course, will have king size beds. However, let's remember that we also use the level upgrades for specific exclusive groups, for example. So we do have an option of 2 queen size beds in specific in that region. In Europe, it's quite balanced, but it's not really 100% king size in the level, but definitely the majority.
Yes, and of course, if there's a possibility of 2 queens or 1 king, the agent can send a special request, and upon availability, there's no problem.
And I think it's also facilitated by the fact that the Pro platform features double beds or king size bed as a different category, so they can be sure that they book the proper one as well.
Yes, and for Caribbean, since a lot of the bookings come from the tour operators, some come from Meliá Pro, they can always send a special request. If you agents do not have the contacts or anything, please write us an email to Adam or myself, and we'll make sure to send the proper request to the hotel directly. That is always a pleasure to assist you. Any of the inquiries or food allergies or special occasion, anything like that, it's always a pleasure to assist you. And also we have Angie who's having a comment. She says, okay, this is killing us with all the beautiful beaches and hotel pictures. We are still very cold in Canada. Yes, we are, Angie, cold in Canada, but it's warm in our hearts.
Oh, Canada, I miss it so much. I used to go so many times for sales blitzes and so on. Oh, I wish I could go back to those beautiful, beautiful cities and enjoy again. And my Italian community in Toronto, the biggest out of Italy worldwide.
Yes, and I was born and raised in the Montreal Italian neighborhood, so I feel you.
Good.
Yes.
Susanna, may I ask, you are based in Spain, is it?
Yes, I am actually, of course, a very, 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 very Italian, but I am based in Palma de Mallorca since now 12 years, and I've been spending the prior 11 years in Miami.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
It's quite small.
And we have another question. Can you let us know which are the destinations of the new Meliá hotels on the pipeline? So that's the scoop portion of this webinar. Oops.
We can send you the updated pipeline document with the potential opening dates, but of course the opening dates are always very tricky to confirm, right, especially now. But of course we will. I can send you a proper document that you can share with everyone.
Okay. Can you give us 1 or 2 examples?
Yes, of course. Thailand, Morocco, French Antilles, Vietnam.
French Antilles? Like yes. Martinique or Guadeloupe?
Saint-Martin.
Saint-Martin? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's very popular in Canada, Saint-Martin.
I'm sorry, did you say Saint Martin a second ago?
Yes.
Wow,
that's not in the French Antilles.
That's fabulous. Thank you for that information.
Great. Angie's asking the Cartagena property, the Meliá Cartagena Caimira.
Well, Meliá Cartagena was supposed to open as an adults-only property. I do not have a very updated information on that property. Maybe you guys are more aware.
Well, here in Canada, Transat has it under their contract. I think it's 16 years old, but with all what's happening now, we will make sure to send the updated information on every property that has something different, new, and recap, and that's going to be our our mission, and now with this beautiful platform, it's going to be so much easier now to do webinars on specific products. So if you agents have any requests of topic, subject, destination, or ideas for us and the sales team, for Adam and myself and all my colleagues, please, we are waiting for your needs and your ideas, because basically at the end of the day, we do all this for you, and to make sure that you have the most completed information to be able to sell our products with confidence.
And thank you, Natalie. I also wanted to offer other options to all travel agents and all your colleagues in the region, but of course, travel agents as a priority. If they feel that on my side, on the Meliá Brand side, there should be another webinar, maybe on F&B, or maybe on MICE, or maybe on room experience, or maybe, we are totally available to create ad hoc webinars for your agents.
Yes, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Susanna. Grazie.
Adam, you have anything else to add?
No, we did a great job today. We appreciate your input, your knowledge, and we all on this side of it can learn from you. And we thank you for doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Natalie, I just wanted to say one thing.
Sure.
Susanna, buongiorno del Canada. I just want to say that all the agents here in Canada send the love to Italy and to Spain. And last year at this time, we were in Costa del Sol, and we're so missing it.
Oh.
We were on a fun trip to Costa del Sol with the Toronto top agents, and of course Angie and the other colleagues were part of this group, and it was an amazing experience to Malaga, Torremolinos, and Sevilla.
Angie, corazon, big heart.
Dove in Italia abitava lei?
Io sono di Milano.
Milano, okay. Grazie.
And my family was born in Venice, so I come from a Venetian family, and and now my family lives actually in Verona. My friends are all in Milano, and other family in Venezia. Wonderful. Which of course has been a little bit tough, but I know. Everybody's tiny. And thank you, Angie, for the good spirits.
Thank you all so much, and Susana, muchas gracias, grazie mille, and we hope to see you and hear from you, and we'll keep in touch for sure.
Okay, thank you everybody, grazie a tutti.
Grazie.
Sì.
Ciao.
Bye. Thank you, bye now.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.